Hi, everybody. I often get asked why I am a follower of Santa Muerte. Like, what has she done for me? So I wrote down a list, and in regards to my health, she has on actually several different occasions helped me to stop smoking. And I say several different occasions because one thing that I tend to forget is since my altar is inside and my son inhabits this space along with me, I don't like to have too much smoke, or actually more recently incense burning in his direct vicinity because when he was a baby he had respiratory issues. He doesn't so much anymore, but the rest of us in the house get kind of sensitive around smoking things. And coming as an ex-smoker, I get kind of gurgly in my chest and in my around my sternum whenever I'm around too much smoke. So I figured this out the hard way when I removed incense from the equation. Well, she had helped me to stop smoking, but as you and I both know, or for those of us that are versed in her practices, she likes smoke. The way I was introduced to her is to give her cigarettes and, blow them in her face, and do this quite frequently. I don't do it that often because of my issues. So after a while, I started to notice that I was getting cravings for cigarettes. And I misconstrued that with my craving versus her wanting one. And if you watch the other videos, you'll know that I'll tell you on occasion, if you just get this constant nagging feeling, it's probably her asking you for something. Something that you normally give her that you haven't given her in a while. So I would start smoking again. And as soon as I would give her a cigarette, the craving would stop. So there has been several different occasions where I confuse my urges to smoke with her wanting cigarettes. So you can say that she's helped me stop smoking, but at the same time, I keep doing it back and forth, back and forth. But she did help me to initially quit that bad habit. So in regards to health as well, I had an onset of really, really bad gastritis, and she helped me to get through it. She helped me to quell the pain, to get the right kind of formula to stop the gastritis from continuing to happen. And she's also helped me with nerve pain. I had, I guess you could say, what they consider fibromyalgia, but to me that's more of an umbrella term. But I had widespread nerve pain, and she's helped me to kind of get over it. And it didn't really happen overnight. It happened over the period of maybe a few weeks, a couple of weeks, somewhere around there. But I was continually praying and giving her, what I told her I was going to give her, and it just subsided, and I haven't had a resurgence since. So there you go. Let me see here. The rest has been mental, and the rest has been spiritual. So she's helped me to embrace my roots and feel more at home with my lineage. I will admit, I've been very westernized, and I've been convinced that a certain kind of frame of mind is the correct one to have, and I would only ever be interested in things that were a little bit more, westernized, colonized, whatever you want to say. And upon meeting her and upon bringing her into my life, I've noticed that I've just been more comfortable with where I grew up, and I've been more open and began to love the things that I used to hate, about my own culture. I used to hate the clothing, I used to hate the music, I used to hate the decor, I used to hate just the way and I'm just being honest here, and I'm Hispanic, so I'm not being racist or anything. It just this is how I was raised and how I grew up. To just kind of loathe or consider that kind of influence boring. But it's just like, after meeting her, I just woke up one day and I was like, you know what? It's actually beautiful. It's actually vibrant and colorful and deep, and it holds a lot of hidden knowledge, and the culture in itself is a beautiful thing. So she's helped me to appreciate my roots better and to actually understand them better. And as you already know, I was raised Catholic. She's helped me to do the best that I can so far to get rid of my underlying bitterness with the Catholic religion. I can go off on a tangent about the church itself and its injustices and what it's guilty of and that sort of thing, but I'm talking about the spirituality part of it. I'm talking about the hidden knowledge that's deep within it, if you just look, as if, or as, when you look into any religion, you'll see that hidden knowledge. You begin to appreciate the little Easter eggs that you find within that religion and that mythology. So she's helped me to learn a little bit more Spanish. And if I wasn't to think that I was going to make a fool out of myself, I would conduct the rest of the video in Spanish, but I'm not quite there yet. But I do understand it when it's being spoken to me. I can read it. It's just getting the words from my brain out my mouth is the difficult part, because I fold under pressure when I'm trying to speak it. But I understand it. Let's see here. My anxiety, my ADD, this is another physical one that I left out. She's helped me to find the majority of the remedies to settle this down. It's not gone completely, and it's probably not gonna be gone completely, because I actually kind of enjoy it from time to time and I need it to function. It helps me think better and it helps me formulate things better, but she's helped me to quell that a whole lot more. She's also eliminated a lot of snakes in my life, and there were quite a few, and she kind of helps me to see them beforehand. She shows them to me immediately. She allows me to see people's true colors without them really even having to do or say much. And she gives it to me to decide, do you want this in your life? Because this is how it's going to go. Are you ready for that? And then she allows me to decide, okay, do I want this semi-dangerous situation or toxic situation in my life, or do I feel like there's a need for it? So she's kind of opened my eyes to those situations as well. She's increased my intuition. That's the next one. She's increased my intuition. I can feel things more than I used to. Like, I can sense people's intentions, and I can sense their emotions, and I can sense, what is it that they're trying to do? What is it that they want? What are they about? What are they suffering with? Their whole just demeanor. I'm able to sense it better than I used to. Because before, I really only was used to seeing people's personas and seeing their demeanor, seeing their body language and the way that they verbalize, and I could justify a situation from there. But now all I have to do is just pick up on that person's energy somehow. Even when people are messaging me online, I can pick up on it. Like, I know what it's all about. I know what's going on here, and she's helped me to do that. So she's also made me, I was very judgmental before, very judgmental person. Like, I would sit there and gossip about somebody just cause. And now I feel like I've done a complete 180, where the last thing I'm going to do is judge a person based off of their past or judge a person based off of their experiences, because she's allowed me to see that we're just all human and we're just all trying to make it through this life. We make mistakes. The point is that we're trying to correct them in the future. And so when somebody thinks that they're divulging very harmful information to their character, I don't judge. Like, I don't even think anything of it anymore, like I'm like, okay, and all right, go on, so that's a good thing, because I think a lot of us need to learn that lesson. You made me want to help and to heal people down the line. This is something that I thought that I was ready for, like 6 months back or something like that. But she's like, no. I'm actually just helping you to prepare to chase that endeavor in the future. This might be something you're going to pursue, later in life. You might be one of those old ladies that's, helping people out. And I really hope so. So she's kind of opened that pathway for me. She's made me interested in curanderismo and the native practices very much. There's so much truth in the old ways, not all of them, obviously, there's some of the new ways that we want to keep, but there's just so much humility and knowledge in the way that things were done in the past, and so much better for us as a society. She's given me a sense of pride in myself and a sense of awareness and self-empowerment in a way, to where she's reminded me, you don't always have to go outward to seek the knowledge. A lot of it is something you already know. You just have to tap into it. So rather than, seeking affirmation online or with other people and that sort of thing, go sit in your room and look inward, and you'll already know the answer. And sure enough, So yeah, humility and open-mindedness, that I've considered myself somewhat open-minded before, but now even more so. Now even more, if somebody's going to, project their flaws onto me, I'm just going to be like, hey, it is what it is. Where do we go from here? How do we think about this situation? We take it, we learn from it, and move forward. That's what she's helped me to realize. But all in all, in general, it's been more spiritual and cultural acceptance and appreciation rather than, physical help with the physical, Because when it comes down for me, with help with the physical, I'm a perfectly able-bodied person. If I'm complaining about my weight, I know already that you got to do it yourself first. I know that if I'm suffering with something physically, that I can try to do my best to correct the situation without having to really ask for spiritual intervention. So that's me, though. That's not everybody. There are some people that their ailment is just too heavy and too far gone. They need all the help they can get, and by all means, that's what she's there for. So, but yeah, as far as what she's done for me, she's just kind of helped me accept who I am and what I'm about, and where I came from, which has given me a whole lot of sense of pride. And the people that are watching this, may not be Hispanic, but it doesn't matter. We should all appreciate where we came from. The diversity between us is what makes us a beautiful society. The culmination of cultures. You don't want the same bland stuff over and over again. That's not what makes the world beautiful. What makes the world beautiful is the spice. Is the variances, it's the variety, it's the spectrum, and some of the most beautiful people are mixed, some of the most beautiful people are a culmination of cultures, that's what makes them awesome. And that's what, living in this world is all about. is about alchemy. You know, it's about mixing. It's about the flow and the cycles. You know, nothing ever stays the same, and nothing ever should be a clone of something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is what's supposed to make us a unified yet diverse and beautifully diverse community. It's because we all come from different areas and different walks of life. That's what gives us knowledge. You know, that's what helps us to learn higher. So anyway, so this was just about how she's helped me, and I hope that it answered a few questions. I know that there are people out there that she's helped physically. You know, like she's helped cure people of, her miracles have helped cure people of fatal diseases, of cancer, of paralysis, of, you know, internal hereditary conditions that were thought to be lifelong. And, you know, she cures people and she performs miracles for people and helps them get over it. She gets them through it. Now, how long it takes, that's individual. You know, that I can't say. You know, she's capable of a wide variety of things. Emotional, physical, and spiritual. Everything. Pretty much everything that you can think of. Everything that is a detriment to man, she helps them with. Or she wouldn't have so many devotees, would she? She wouldn't have so many followers. She wouldn't even have the respect of, you know, other religions if she didn't have such a wonderful track record. So yeah, just wanted to share this with you guys, and I hope everybody's staying healthy, and I hope everybody's staying sane, and I hope everybody's keeping safe. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep, you know, talking about the same thing everybody's always talking about. It just stresses us out even more. But yeah, I hope that y'all are using common sense to keep yourselves out of harm's way. So that's about it, and I'll see you in the next video.